he's like the easy target. So if somebody gets arrested and gets in trouble and they want a deal, law enforcement officers are all too eager to say, well, tell us about Mr. Williams. Is he involved in this? What do you know about him? That's the problem with this case. It's coming from the word of people who are getting deals to say, yeah, he was there, or I saw him around, or he gave the order, or I heard from someone else he gave the order. That's what this case is about. You're not going to hear any confession of Jeffrey Williams.
It's 2022, the year of pushing pleas, because 5 individuals very closely associated with Young Thug have copped out on plea deals, including his right-hand man Gunna and Young Thug's blood brother Unfunk, who was previously serving a life sentence. Now, the hip-hop world was in shambles when the video of Gunna confirming YSL was a gang got released. Now, they for sure did that on purpose. These prosecutors understand the basis of gang culture, as snitching is the biggest no in the book. And when Gunna confirmed YSL is a gang different from the record label, many gave him the heavy name of a snitch. Gunna being the first person to cop out on a plea deal is a very bad look, because let's be real, they had him on a racketeering conspiracy charges, meaning the maximum time he could have got in a state case was 5 years. It's like, when we heard Gunna took a plea deal, we were happy because we're like, Gunna's coming home. But once we saw the video footage, yes ma'am, YSL's a gang, yes ma'am, I did actions and further to the gang, no ma'am, the handgun and the hydrocodone pills are not mine, which, insinuates that it's Jeffrey's, Young Thug, because there are only 2 individuals in the car. It was an ugly look. The RICO Act is meant to break people by giving them hefty prison sentences, whether they were a driver in the murder or the trigger man. Let's be clear, Young Thug is the big fish in this situation. He's their alleged drug kingpin. They don't care about the low-ranking, quote-unquote, gang members who've made a few songs here and there but are primary in the streets. They want Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug. Now, Brian Steele has put his career on the line to defend Young Thug, and he's doing everything right. Now, recently, he won an appeal when he asked the judge to get rid of a marijuana and a phone that they found at his house dating all the way back to 2015, which just shows you how far back they were looking into Young Thug and YSL. In 2015, the police entered his house without a search warrant and saw weed and used that as an excuse to search throughout the house, and they found trap phones, computers that they believed he was using to speak to other gang members on. Bottom line, it wasn't a legal search, and the judge in 2015 suppressed the motion, throwing it all out, and the people who worked for the police officers hacked into the phone 2 years later and found text messages, and the prosecutors are trying to use the old text messages to convict Young Thug. The 5 people that took plea deals were Gunna, Walter Murphy, Slime Shotty, Lil Duke, and Unfunk, Young Thug's brother. Now, there's a bit of a misconception. People think that these guys are getting out of probation, and that if they get called to the stand, they can simply just plead the 5th and leave court. Like, that's not how it works. You can only plead the 5th if it incriminates you. It's like, if Gunna were to get questions saying, were you with Young Thug outside Walmart 2 days ago when the murder happened? Then he could plead the 5th because he was there and he may incriminate himself. However, if they're to ask him the question is, do you have knowledge of Young Thug being involved or the leader of YSL Street Gang? You can't plead the 5th Amendment because it doesn't involve you. I can for sure say that will be one of the questions that they ask Gunna. Gunna's lawyer said he won't be part of the trial, he won't be testifying, and came out with the whole statement. But I think he was just saving face. He knows how the black community feels about snitching, and the reputation it would give his client, which would put him in harm's way. I've seen 6ix9ine chime in multiple times on the situation as he finally gets a chance to someone pass the snitch title. Now, not to get into the politics, but 6ix9ine portrayed a gangster image that he was faking, and then when he got set up and robbed by his own people, they slept with his girl, and did all that grimy behavior towards him, he snitched. Gunna, on the other hand, super closely affiliated with Young Thug. Young Thug signed him to his own record label, Young Storm Life Records, took him everywhere he went. Young Thug even put on Lil Baby, but essentially, Thug always showed loyalty to Gunna, and it seems like as soon as Gunna, kind of got in a jam and things were going his way, he left Young Thug at his earliest convenience, and that's just simply not cool, man. Not even from a street perspective, but from a friendship standpoint. Young Thug allegedly didn't even know Gunna took a plea deal, and as much as we don't want to believe his hip-hop fans, Gunna, with a simple answer of a yes or no question, will incriminate Young Thug and be detrimental to the takedown of YSL. As if it couldn't get any worse, a YSL affiliate, Lil Miles, was being pressured by his baby mother to cooperate and stitch on Thug to come home.
Cooperate and do what you gotta do to get on up out of there, because you have a son.
Yeah.
So you can't be thinking about nobody else or what nobody else got going on. You gotta think about you, because don't nobody give a fuck about you but you. You can't be thinking about what them folks on. I ain't trying to say, but
Yeah.
you just need to start. You just need to think about MJ. That's all I'm saying. Think about him
Stop.
and yourself, but you can't be in there,
What you crying for that?
huh?
Why are you crying? Why are you crying?
I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I'm not crying no more.
I need you to get that number from me, bro.
You acting like you want me to call on three-way or something.
Nah, hell no. Hell no.
Okay, I mean, but how would you get the note? Like,
Call on three-way.
listen, number, number. Oh wait, let me go home. No, her number says I can take the call.
This is the side of life people don't think about or show you. When he was home doing crime, you were probably okay with it. But when he gets caught up in a state RICO with other individuals, you want him to jeopardize his life. Because if he stitches and come home, people can come after him. People might even come after you and his son. So there's really no win-win in this situation. It's just a lose-lose. And the situation is already bad enough. So for you to make him feel bad about his current state, like he already doesn't feel bad, seeing his life on the line in front of him with these football numbers, that's just dead to me. Like, you kind of know you signed up for when you had a child with this man. Now, many people online were asking, why is Young Thug still taking him to trial? Why doesn't he cop a plea? Now, let me explain something to you. Young Thug, in their mind, is King Slime. He is a drug kingpin. They can let half the people get on plea deals, but as long as they convict Young Thug and a few other people, they are good. It's like, if you worked at a cashier and you had the option of cashing out a random person or Young Thug, who would you choose? Young Thug, right? And why? It's because he's famous and he has a presence that people will respect if you take him down. Now, Fannie Willis in this case told DA her whole goal is to prosecute Young Thug and basically enter the White House. She wants to be the next Kamala Harris, like how Kamala Harris was in 2004 and 2005 when she was handling a lot of the crime going on in San Francisco. Now, with everyone leaving Thug behind, my question is, are these survival instincts, or does everyone have a master plan to not throw Thug under the bus, however, maintain their innocence? Now, we've seen it all. Copping pleas, alleged snitching, just overall destruction of a community due to racism and hate. If Young Thug were a broke individual in the hood, they wouldn't care about doing all this stuff. But because he's a millionaire and black, taking care of his people, they just want to tear a black man down and see him fail. Now, if there's more content like this, make sure to watch my Boy J playlist tagged above. Thank you guys for watching. JR the Star, run up the content. Merry Christmas for y'all. Let's go.